Hey, part 3 of chapter 7 of Dolores's book on the hidden sacred knowledge is about the healing process and those who think that these regressions, these hypnosis sessions are a fix-all. And I think that it's really good to recognize that a lot of times we think that, and it's in our society, it's something that we've been taught, that we have a quick fix, right? So you take a pill, it's a quick fix. And a lot of times we even look at these hypnosis sessions, it's like, I'm gonna do one session, it's gonna heal everything. Well, that just opens a can of worms in a sense, because that just starts the process. Sometimes a lot of people do healing before they come for regression, but still it opens up more information for you to heal from, because a lot of times that the way that the body is holding on to stuff, it's not necessarily from this life, and so you've done all the work and you've done all the healing from this life, but it's not just from this life. That's where the layers come in. It's coming from other lives. And then sometimes people will get angry because they're like, you didn't fix me, when they had a session, and during the session they received the healing and they don't believe it, right? And so what happens is this healing that they think is supposed to be a miracle thing is about the belief system. And so you have to know and trust that it is happening. And a lot of times the higher self, or the subconscious, or whatever you want to call it, comes in and is like, oh, there's work to be done. Like, there has to be a lot of change in the mindset before it's actually healed. So they'll give you things that need to be done and taken care of. And so you may have to let go of some stuff, or you may have to do some forgiving, some deeper forgiving, or more understanding. Or a lot of times I get in sessions like, until they trust. When they learn to trust, they can get their eyesight back. When they learn to trust, they can get their hearing back. When they learn to trust, they can get, whatever it is that they have going on. A lot of times it's based on trust. They don't trust enough. And so anyways, it talks about that in chapter 7, that a lot of people just aren't ready. They're not ready to heal. And that's perfectly fine to not be ready. But a lot of times it's like we don't want to take responsibility, and it's easier to stay in what we call victim mode, right? And I've been there. I've done that for a long time. It's like it's easier to blame other people, right? I'm not healed because. So you just want to put the blame on someone else. If it wasn't for my husband, if it wasn't for my child, if it wasn't for my mother, it's so much easier to put blame on other people, because that kind of gets us out of doing the work. And so what I find in doing these sessions is like, we're the responsible ones. We chose the life that we came into. We chose, the parents. Circumstances, of course, can change because there is free will. Maybe the parents went to a further extreme than what we had anticipated, but it is what it is. It's still for growth, because once you overcome that and you realize, like, I chose this path. I knew what I was getting into coming in. And so you take responsibility for the healing and letting go. And a lot of times people like to live in their pain. And so you do have people that are like, you didn't heal me, or you didn't do this, or you didn't do that. I'm not saying that happened to me, but I'm just saying, Dolores was talking about that in her book. It's like, the fact is that we tend to want to put it on someone else, and we don't get the attention when we're healed. So think about some people that may have received a positive, they're like, oh no, you don't have this anymore. But then it's like, now what do I do? Because their whole life was based around going to the doctor, or having this diagnosis that made people feel sorry for them. And so there's a lot that goes into play with the psychology, the mind of how all this works. And so when you look at that from a different perspective, there are people out there that would rather stay sick, because that gives them that sense of comfort, that gives them the attention that they long for. And so again, that's another part of the healing. It's like learning to let go of victimhood, learning to embrace that this is the path that they chose, and the goal is to overcome it, no matter how hard it is, to be able to let things go and to overcome, forgive, and move forward. And so that you can do the healing, you can release that energy that's been trapped there for Could be for eons if you've been doing the same cycle over and over and over. So anyway, I thought I'd just bring that into light, because there are people out there that don't want to heal, and that's where the no judgment comes in. There's no judgment. That's part of the growing process. That's part of the letting go of victimhood and stepping into your power. So I hope you learned something from that, and I will speak to you soon. Love you.